Most people think ego is the enemy. We're told from an early age, don't be cocky, don't be arrogant, stay humble, know your place. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if ego isn't the problem, but the lack of a strong one is? This is the reversal of perspective. And this chapter isn't for the timid, it's for the ones ready to flip the narrative, reclaim their power, and understand that ego, when strong and secure, is the key to freedom, not the trap. Let's go deeper. Section 1. The misunderstood ego. When we hear the word ego, we usually picture someone obnoxious, loud, overconfident, always talking about themselves, a show-off, the type of person who makes everything about them. But that's not ego, that's insecurity wrapped in a costume. That's what we call a weak ego. A weak ego isn't loud, it's fragile. It needs approval like oxygen. It cracks under criticism. It's constantly checking how it looks in other people's eyes. It's desperate to be seen, but terrified of being exposed. And to hide that fear, it often puts on a front. Arrogance, aggression, false humility, passive aggression. It's performative. But a strong ego? That's different. A strong ego doesn't need applause. It doesn't collapse when someone disagrees. It doesn't chase validation. It generates value. It moves with confidence, not because it believes it's better than others, but because it knows who it is. And when you know who you are, you stop being distracted by who you're not. Section 2. The foundation of a strong ego. A strong ego starts with something rare in today's world: self-ownership. It means you know your strengths, but also your flaws. You don't pretend to be perfect. You just don't let imperfections define you. People with strong egos aren't afraid of feedback. In fact, they seek it because they're not scared of growing. They also set boundaries. When someone tries to manipulate them, tear them down or disrespect them, they don't just sit and take it. They walk away or they step up and confront it. Because pride isn't always about showing off. Sometimes pride is just a refusal to be played, and you can't have that kind of pride without ego. Section 3. Power without apology. Look around at the culture, at celebrities, entrepreneurs, politicians, athletes, anyone in the spotlight. You'll notice something strange. They almost have to act like they stumbled into success by luck, like they're just grateful and never really wanted the spotlight. It's a performance, because if you show too much pride, people start labeling you. Arrogant, full of yourself, egotistical. So we're taught to hide our ambition, to play small, to deflect compliments. But that's not power, that's posturing. Real power doesn't apologize for itself. It stands tall. It embraces its uniqueness. It owns the results it worked for. A strong ego doesn't feel guilty for rising. It doesn't need to downplay its wins to make other people comfortable. If your greatness offends them, that's their insecurity talking, not yours. Section 4. Individuality is power. Henri Bergson once said, "We are free when our acts proceed from our entire personality. Not from people-pleasing, not from fear, not from pre-programmed responses, but from our full, unapologetic self. That's when we stop reacting and start creating." The strongest people in history weren't the most agreeable. They were the ones who leaned into their individuality. Frederick Douglass, Malcolm X Joan of Arc, Frida Kahlo, Muhammad Ali. They didn't ask for permission to exist loudly. They didn't shrink themselves to make others feel better. They knew who they were, and they let the world adjust. That kind of ego scares people, but it also inspires them. Section 5. How to build a stronger ego. You're not born with a strong ego, you build it. And it starts with 5 fearless steps. Know yourself deeply. Understand your values. Own your flaws. Be honest about your desires. Stop outsourcing your identity. Detach from opinions. People will project their fears onto you. Let them. Don't absorb it. Don't take advice from people you wouldn't switch places with. Speak boldly. Say what you mean. Express what you believe. You don't need everyone to agree. You just need to be real. Celebrate your wins. Stop playing small. You worked for it. Don't let society shame you into being invisible. Set unbreakable boundaries. Protect your time. Protect your energy. Walk away from anything that weakens your sense of self. Closing. Reverse the perspective. This is the reversal of perspective. Ego is not the enemy. Weak ego is. What you need is not less self-belief, but more. Stop dimming your light for people afraid of their own. Take pride in your vision. Take ownership of your journey. And don't ever let someone else's discomfort shrink your self-expression. Because in the end, the world doesn't need more humble whispers. It needs more people bold enough to be fully, unapologetically themselves. That's not arrogance. That's fearless self-awareness. That's the power of a strong ego. And that's the mindset that builds empires.